The third step in the wise decision-making model is safe. Now, why in the heck would the word safe be in there with anything financial? Well, it's because of the fact that if we don't feel safe in our physical bodies, what happens is we hijack our nervous systems, and that's never good for anybody. So I constantly am talking about that we have to create a container for safety because we don't make great decisions when we are not grounded, when we don't feel safe, when we are in something that is coming from a place of reactivity instead of observing and responding. It's total different energy, and you regret more of your decisions when you're not grounded and when you're not responding and you're reacting from your limiting beliefs and your subconscious mind. Hey everybody, Julie Murphy here, and I am here to help you make financially wise decisions by following the wise decision-making model that I have talked about in my book, Awaken Your Wealth. So I am going to share this with you. I gave a presentation the other day that I thought would be really good to share a nugget with you on what does wise decision-making model mean. It means to really put some intention behind everything. And so I'm going to share my screen here. And before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so I can help you get to a life that you absolutely love. So here we go. Here's the wise decision-making model. The first is what's your why? So often, I cannot tell you how often when I first meet a client that they don't understand the why behind what they have. So as an example, I was working with a woman a few months back, and she's in the process of preparing for divorce. And in that process, I asked, well, why do you have the investment and insurance accounts that you have? And as we started to go through everything, we started looking at the asset allocation of the money. Like, well, why do you have this and why do you have that? And she started to realize how little she actually participated in the financial decisions in her marriage, which then increased her anxieties because she was realizing how much that then fear kicked in of how much that she didn't realize she didn't know about the money. And now that she's having to start to handle it on her own, what is she going to do about it? And then I had another client who, on the insurance side, she was, I don't know, like he just wanted to be a good provider and he bought all this life insurance and he has it all in place. And the question is, well, what do you need the insurance for now? And let's start to first understand what it is that you have and then decide what it is that you want and framing it such a way, which I will actually put, if any of you ever have a need from a life insurance perspective, I have a worksheet that is really good to help you understand your why behind how much of insurance that you should buy from a life insurance perspective. So I'll put that link below to share that with you. And the reason that I want you to understand your why is because your purpose for things today may not be what the purpose was 5, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, why you have it. So many people that raised their families and they had life insurance back then. Well, they don't really need the life insurance, but they just kind of thought they would keep it till they die. But maybe it's good to transpose it into a policy that also includes long-term care because your issue is not necessarily life insurance today. Maybe it's long-term care. And how do you effectively do that? And so really understanding your why and the drivers behind those decisions. I started doing that years ago to get clients to understand this because then it's just not you doing something financially because somebody in the cubicle next to you said, well, this is a good idea. Or my brother does it and I suck with numbers and that's why I did it. I don't want you to come up with a financial answer that has anything to do with anything except something that's coming from your inside, and that is your why. So if you have made financial decisions based on something outside of yourself, I'm going to challenge you to go back to looking at what your why is. Now, the second step in the wise decision-making model is, what is your intention behind that thing that you're approaching? So if I'm always talking about financial intentions with the accounts that you set up, because money is energy. And we have to realize that with money being energy, what do you want to energize with your money? So, for an example, a lot of people will just lump sum all their stuff that they have mercy, whether it's vacations, emergency money, taxes, blah, 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 into one chunk. And it's kind of like it goes in, it goes out, and it's in your checking and your savings account. Well, these days and age, that causes a lot of financial chaos for many of us. And so, what I want us to do is, I want us to start to drill down. And even if it means that you make separate accounts, and there are wonderful online savings accounts these days that you can actually break that up. I have 8 different online savings accounts, and they all have a different intention to home maintenance, real estate taxes, emergency reserves, kids' high school funds. They're for a different purpose. So, what is your intention? I know recently in the news when I made this video, there was the shootings that happened in Texas. And I'm always talking to clients about their why and their intention behind their money. And I had a few clients reach out to me and say, I do not want any of my stocks in my portfolio to support the NRA. Okay. Not here nor there. I'm not here to judge what anyone else's choices are. But there are now money managers out there that actually can help customize you and align you with your own belief systems and your intentions. So that's why that is the second step of the wise decision-making model. Now, the third step in the wise decision-making model is safe. Now, why in the heck would the word safe be in there with anything financial? Well, it's because of the fact that if we don't feel safe in our physical bodies, what happens is we hijack our nervous systems, and that's never good for anybody. So I constantly am talking about that we have to create a container for safety, because we don't make great decisions when we are not grounded, when we don't feel safe, when we are in something that is coming from a place of reactivity instead of observing and responding. It's total different energy, and you regret more of your decisions when you're not grounded and when you're not responding and you're reacting from your limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind. And I have many videos talking about the subconscious mind and blogs, and I'll put the links below to those so you can dive down a little deeper of how to create more of this safety container. Then the fourth step in the wise decision-making model is evolution. Is it whatever decision that you're making, does it help you evolve to the next place that you want to evolve in your life? Are you aligned with your heart and soul, or is it something that you're coming up with from your monkey mind again? And I really want to challenge each and every one of us to make sure that we're starting with our heart and then adding our smarts after that. One of my mentors, Deirdre Morgan, has taught me that since the day that I met her. And it is super important for us to really make sure that we're bringing our hearts along for the ride, because when we choose things that are not in line with our heart and our soul, what then I find that happens is you're calling in a financial crisis, you're calling in a health crisis, or you're calling in some other crisis that actually then derails you and puts you back into alignment. So why don't we choose the things that help to evolve us to the next place that aligns with our heart and our soul, so we don't have to call in the super huge crisis into our lives. Well, I would like to thank you for spending the time today and helping me share the wise decision-making model and take those 4 steps into account when you're trying to make the next financial decision that you make. And don't forget, join me on juliemurphy.com. I am creating all kinds of live online coaching programs, along with, you can get my book, awakenyourwealthbook.com, pay for the book shipping. I give you the book for free. We're here to help you get to the next point in your journey. Thanks, everybody. Bye.